Hey there, I'm Natalie.
And I'm Max.
And we're cruising Israel for ILTV. From the tastiest dishes to the craziest locations, we're taking you to the hottest spots of the country. So,
let's do it.
Let's do it. Max, I have a question for you.
Like usual, what do you want to know?
If you were an animal, what would you be and why?
What even made you think of this kind of question?
Just answer the question, Max. Answer it.
I guess a bird, because then I could get really, really high up in the air.
Great, because you're in luck. We're about to fly in the Israeli sky.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm not kidding.
Yeah, well,
right now, let's go.
All right, let's do it.
Here at ILTV, we're all looking for the next big thrilling adventure. And today, we're in Netanya, about to partake in one of the most freeing experiences known to man, paragliding. Ever wish you can see the world from a bird's eye view? Well, with the help of the wind, you can reach heights man has always dreamed of.
I'm a soldier in the army, so I'm not doing this kind of thing usually. And it was a great experience. It was really nice to see everything smaller and from really a high view. And my girlfriend Bosena did it for my birthday. Surprise. I was really surprised. It was great, really. I enjoyed it really much, very much.
With plenty to see, you can fly over the mountains and the seacoast. And unlike many other countries, the flying season in Israel is almost all year round.
We can climb up like 200, 300 feet, and we can see all the view all over the place. In good days, we can see Jaffa in the south and Haifa in the north. So it's very nice. There are a few places, not just in Netanya, a few other places to do it on the mountain, in the Golan Mountain, near the Kinneret Lake, that we are also doing it in the summer. Usually all the activities, this kind of activities, we use it for the summer season. And in the winter, it's a little bit difficult. And sometimes we are also doing it in the winter, but most of the days in the summer this is the days.
It only takes a couple of steps before you are lifted off the ground and into the sky. Paragliding can be enjoyed by just about anyone.
Usually the people who are coming to fly with us can be children that they are not afraid from 5 years old till I flew with my friend that is old guy. And he celebrates 89 years old. It was before 3 days, and he enjoyed very much.
Hey guys, my name is Yaron. Come and join me in the sky. You can fly like a bird in Netanya.
So sit back, relax, and rely only on the wind for this unforgettable experience.
Natalie, אני צריך חופש.
You want to explain what that means to our viewers?
חופש? Vacation. And I really need one bad.
Okay, well, I have something perfect for you.
Oh, do you?
Yes, Alma Hotel. In the best location in town, this super chic boutique hotel has it all. From beautifully decorated rooms, colorful rooftop lounge, and even a gourmet restaurant. With now over 20 beautiful boutique hotels in our favorite city, tourists can now get the real Tel Aviv experience.
We opened the Alma Hotel and Lounge at the beginning of 2012. The hotel contains 14 rooms, 7 deluxe rooms and 7 junior suites, and a rooftop lounge. We're also having the Mayar restaurant, and a brand new chef restaurant, led by the chef Osama Dalal from Akko. Soon to open also a spa room in our hotel.
The hotel's restaurant, called Alma Lounge, is where you can expect only the best culinary cuisines. And right outside is the Secret Garden.
We recently opened the restaurant about 2 weeks ago, so at the moment people go out here to have a drink, smoke a cigarette during their evening dinner. During breakfast, people can have their breakfast here. Right now we are serving breakfast for our hotel guests. In a few months we'll also open our breakfast for outside guests, so people can come outside and enjoy our breakfast. Later on, during the beginning of September, we'll also have people at dinner outside in the garden.
We just renovated this place by collaborating with a few artists and people that we really like and enjoy to work with in Tel Aviv. So actually this is the taste of one of the owner. His name is Shimon Gershon, and I think he did a great job with collaborating with Ganit from Villa Morocco, and that's her kind of furnitures and style. It's her line, and she's doing it for years, and now we wanted to make something special for that roof, something happy, something colorful, and yeah, to splash a color.
The colorful rooftop overlooking the city of Tel Aviv also has a fully equipped bar, and the unique style was inspired by Alice in Wonderland.
It's a weird world. It's a fantasy world. This place is a fantasy world. So we wanted to make another point of view for that fantasy on that roof. And we're going to make here nice lounging exhibitions, evenings, some special events, small performance, concerts. You're gonna enjoy it this summer.
This boutique hotel also hosts private events either in the Alma Lounge, the Secret Garden, or the rooftop. So for those of you that are seeking a home away from home experience in an intimate and luxurious setting, look no further. Max, there's someone I want you to meet today.
Oh, who might that be?
Well, her name's Lidar, she's a journalist, and she actually just recently made Aliyah.
Well, she must be nuts then.
That makes 3 of us.
Yep, so let's do it.
Let's go. So thank you so much for joining us today, Lidar, hanging out with us. We want to hear a little bit about your Aliyah story. So first, where are you from?
I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I've been in Israel now for almost 10 years, actually.
Oh, wow.
So it's quite a while.
10 years.
Yeah. This year will be 10 years, yeah.
What pushed you to make this move?
I actually came to Israel a little bit by accident, I would say.
Well, you were in high school.
Yeah, well, I finished college, actually, and I came here for vacation in a way. And then while I was here, I sort of inquired about doing a master's program at Tel Aviv University, and somehow I just sort of happened to enroll. And I planned on just finishing my master's and then moving back to the United States. And I guess, fell in love with the country, fell in love with an Israeli, and ended up staying.
Wow, how did you meet him?
Just through, he's actually a neighbor, one of my neighbors. So.
And you live in Tel Aviv?
Yeah, we live in Tel Aviv now.
It's a city for young people.
Oh yeah, we love Tel Aviv.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I can actually relate to your story because I was also supposed to leave right after my first degree and ended up staying also.
Yeah, there's something that just kind of catches you, and it's fun. It's really, really fun place to live for young people, especially. Restaurants and bars and the cafes and the beach, the port.
A little bit of everything in the city. Would you say that there's any hard parts of making this move?
Yeah, I think, of course there are hard parts. I think my family's still back in the United States, so it's hard, you know, you miss them. I definitely miss them, that's the hardest part. Although now my younger brother made Aliyah. I sort of brought him over also, so hopefully my parents will come too in the end. But yeah, it's hard. Also, I think it takes a little bit of a little while to adjust sort of to the mentality here. It's a little bit of a different mentality. But it's warmer and more open, and I think in the end, I love it.
What's your favorite place in Israel, what would you say?
Wow. I love...
I know there's so many good things about this country, but what's your favorite?
I really love, there's a spot when you're coming from a bit north of Tel Aviv and you just sort of hit the beach and you kind of the entire Tel Aviv coastline is sort of sprawled out in front of you. I think that's probably my favorite
It's quiet
spot.
over there. Not
Yeah,
so many
it's-
people.
It's nice, yeah.
Are there any tips you'd like to give for the younger viewers watching and that would like to make the same move to Israel?
I say do it. Come to Israel. I think that it's definitely worth coming here and giving it a try, experiencing Tel Aviv, and you can always decide if to stay or go back, but it's definitely worth trying.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, thank you so much for being on our show today and telling us a little bit about yourself and your story.
Well, thanks for having me.
Natalie, you're such a city girl.
Yes, I'm a New Yorker. What's your point?
Well, there's a whole big world out there, green trees and animals, things like that.
What are you talking about? I love getting dirty and hiking and smelly animals. Who doesn't?
All right, well, I'm gonna make you prove this today.
All right, bring it on, Max.
All right, so
Where are we going?
Off to Tel Gadol.
I'm here at Cactus Ranch where you can enjoy scenic horseback rides along the dunes and the beach.
Looking for a unique way to explore Israel? What better way than horseback riding along the Mediterranean coastline? Located in a small moshav in central Israel, you can enjoy the peaceful sunset in tranquility.
We come to Cactus Ranch a few times a year. We love it here. It's a great experience for the kids, obviously, and for grown-ups too. We go with the horses along the beach. We go into the water with them. Sometimes we even get wet. It's a great experience. It's the most beautiful view ever, and the kids just love it here. We come to the ranch. There are the peacocks and the horses, and there are cats and dogs and animals all around, and it's just a great time every time we come.
תבואו לישראל, הכי כיף.
The horseback tours are suitable for all rider levels and for all ages.
We own like 40 horses. We do trails along the beach. You don't need experience. Kids love to ride here. We do private trails. We do lessons. It's a nice place. Popular people like to visit us. The trails are beautiful along the beach and in the reserve, in the big dunes. Beautiful sights. You should come and check it out.
This unforgettable experience is great for families, groups, and couples that wish to go on romantic rides, and even host private celebrations.
בואו לחוות הקקטוס.
So next time you visit Israel, come visit and explore Israel's beautiful countryside.
Natalie, where are we going to next?
Well, we're going back in time, Max.
Oh, could you be a little bit more specific? I can't really put that into my GPS.
We're going to meet Erez in the old city of Jaffa.
All right, let's do it.
It'll be fun, I promise.
Okay, I buy it.
I'm here on the very top of the old city of Jaffa with professional tour guide Erez Landau, CEO of Erez Israel Tours. Erez, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for coming.
Tell us a little bit about what we're going to see on today.
So today we're going to explore by far the most attractive tourist attraction that Tel Aviv has to offer, and that's the old city of Jaffa. And what we're going to do today is a travel in time. Because if there's something that attracted a lot of people throughout the ages to this area, is the concept of fate. You know, people believe that there's something special about this place. There's a unique energy in the Holy Land. And this is why it's so beautiful to see pilgrimage are coming over, Jews from the diaspora coming back to Israel, establishing this modern country. And when you travel in Jaffa, you can see 4,000 years of history in one small territory. Like down below, we're going to see an Egyptian gate from 14th century BC. And look here at the modern city of Tel Aviv. So beautiful. And what connects it all? It's the fate. And this is what we're also going to cross through the Statue of Fate, which would lead us down to the port. And you know, the port, the beach, this is one of the best things that Tel Aviv has to offer, and that's what we're going to explore as well.
Okay, let's check it out.
Yalla.
So, what is the statue over here behind us?
So this is called the Statue of Fate. It was made by Danny Capri, and it commemorates 3 biblical stories. One is the binding of Isaac, Second one is the dream of Jacob. And the third one is the conquering of Jericho, which is like the vision, the promise, and the execution for the Israelites to come and conquer the Holy Land and live here happily ever after. And what I like is that we have this, and like I told you before, we have the beach on the other side. We have the sea. And when you look at the sea, there's something special about it. You cannot see what there is beyond. You know that Cyprus is over there, you know that America is over there, but you cannot really see it. And that's the concept of fate. For example, Abraham the father, he was the first Hebrew man. Hebrew comes from a word in Hebrew which is Ivri. Ivri comes from the word me'ever, which means beyond. He was the first person to see beyond the reality, beyond the materialistic things, and see that there's something that connects us all together. And this is what faith is all about. So what we've got over here is the wishing bridge, and they spread all the different zodiac signs, and there is a costume that everybody come, they pick their zodiac sign, touch it, they look over the sea, and then they make a wish. So you're Leo?
I'm a Leo, king of the jungle.
Yalla.
I have to say it out loud?
Nah, it's your own. So you grew up in America, right?
Yeah.
You know Jesus was a Jew, right?
Mm-hmm.
So have you ever wondered why Christian people are allowed to eat seafood and pork and whatever they want, and Jewish people have to keep it kosher? Have you ever wondered about that?
Maybe.
Maybe. Well, I don't know, I found it to be fascinating, and this is why I did a little research, and what I found out is that here in the old city of Jaffa, we have this house that according to the New Testament and certain perception used to belong to Simon the Tannin. Who is that? After Jesus passed away and he was crucified on the cross, his disciples were walking the country, and the most important one obviously is Petrus. And all of a sudden, somebody came up to Petrus. His name was Simon. He says, "You got to help me out. You got to help me out, my daughter." And Petrus is coming over to his house, and he was able to heal his daughter. So Simon asked, "How can I repay you? How can I do something for you?" And Petrus said, "No, we don't need nothing." But he begged, "Let me do something for you." And he said, "You know what, just give us a place to stay." So he said, "You know, my house, I'm a tenant, my house pretty smells, but you can stay up on the roof." So they stayed on the roof and they started baking bread, and all of a sudden Petrus fell asleep. And in his dream an angel came to him, and he came to him with what we would call today like a seafood plate. And he said, "Here, eat." And Petrus like, No, it's not kosher, I'm not allowed to eat that." And then he woke up, as if it was a nightmare. And then he fell asleep again. And again the same dream. And then he woke up as if it was a nightmare. And then he fell asleep again. And then in the third time, the angel is coming up to him and says, "Whatever God has created, who are you to say that it's unpurified? Here, eat." And then he did something that, every person that doesn't eat kosher food would do. He'd take the shrimps, tasted it. That's pretty lovely. And from that moment on, Christian people, they're allowed to eat whatever they want. And Jews, they still keep it kosher.
All because of this one dream that this guy had.
Apparently, it's all about dreaming and visions. When it comes to faith, there's not too many evidence to some of the stories that people believe for generations and generations. Not like today that you can pull out your iPhone and say like, "Okay, where was the house? What is this?" So there were a lot of rumors and a lot of people, making up stories. And the better the story, the better the faith.
So who's Zakarian? Mishpachat Zakarian.
So that's an interesting story. We are here in the old city of Jaffa. And there's a big sign that says that this is Simon the Tannin's house. And then there's a Jewish family named the Zakarian family who claims that this is their house. And above that we see a sign in Osman language that basically claims that it belongs to an Osman family before that. And then there's a sign of the State of Israel that says this house belongs to the State of Israel and nobody is allowed in, and there's even a camera over here. And if you want, this is the whole Middle East conflict in a nutshell. A lot of people that claim that something belongs to them and then nobody gets to enjoy it. So what we've got over here is the port of Jaffa. And like we spoke about it before, all the nations, all the big leaders that came to the city of Jaffa, they came through the port. And when you go backwards to the biblical times, there's a really interesting story that actually happens just over here. And that's the story about Jonas the prophet that received the mission from God to go speak to the people of Nineveh, Assyria of today, and tell them that if they don't change their ways, they're going to be doomed, just like happened to Sodom and Gomorrah. Now, Jonas, he had a little bit of a hard time fulfilling the mission because he said, "I see all the assimilation, all the corruption that goes on among the Jews. You want me to go to Nineveh and speak to the other people? They'll probably kill me just for telling them that." So he decided to run away from his destiny. He's coming over here to the port of Jaffa and he's jumping on one of the boats and he went to sleep. And all of a sudden there was a big storm. And in ancient times there was this kind of method that if something goes wrong, you have to run a lottery, and whoever comes up in that lottery, he's the one to be blamed. And they found out that Jonah is the one to be blamed for. So they wake him up and like, hey you, why all this storm is happening to us? He said, yeah, I'm Jonas, I'm a prophet, I was supposed to deliver a mission, but I didn't do it. This is why the storm is happening. So what do you think we should do with you right now? Just throw me to the water. Are you serious? Yeah, throw me to the water, that's fine. I don't want to fulfill my mission.
But a man.
Yeah, he was quite courageous or stupid, one or the other. And what we know is that all of a sudden a big fish ate him. And he sat in that belly of that big fish, a whale of today, and he begged God to release him. And as God released him after 3 days, the big fish spit him on the ports of Jaffa. He went up to Nineveh, he came to the king of Nineveh, he says, listen, my name is Jonas, I'm a prophet. My God told me to tell you that if you don't change your ways, like, it's gonna be pretty bad. Okay, we will change our way. He actually listened to him. They all changed their way. Of course.
Survived from being eaten by a whale.
Well, we can't take it for granted that a foreigner king all of a sudden listened to your suggestion. And what is interesting about it is that today people that teach Kabbalah, they use that story in order to speak about the higher purpose of the Jewish people to bring a spiritual revolution to the world. And they say that the storm that we're experiencing, whether it's hurricanes, Santa Catarinas, terrorism, all of this really, really awful things that we're experiencing is just like that storm that Jonas and that boat, the people on the boat were experiencing at that time. So apparently Jews, you have to bring a spiritual revolution. You have to make people realize that there's a world that we all have to live here together. We're all one. We're all here to make this world a better place. And it's about love and translating into daily actions. But until that happens, the storm continues.
Very interesting, it is. So we've seen many different things today, thanks to Erez in the old city of Jaffa.
Yeah, it was beautiful. We started at the top garden. We saw the view from above, and then we went down between the alleys. We made a wish on the wishing bridge, and then we went down. We saw the place that distinguished between people who eat kosher to people who don't eat kosher. We heard about Jonas the prophet, and now we're underneath the clock. It was just like a travel in time, and I'm wondering, after all this time we've been spending together, what was your favorite part of the tour?
My favorite part of the tour has to be when I made a wish in front of the zodiac signs on that bridge. That was really nice.
I saw you were having a moment there.
Yes, I did. What are the general feedback that the people on your tours have?
So I have to say that Jaffa, because it's like an entering spot to the state of Israel, even in ancient times, it's really just like in a nutshell the Israeli experience. People usually have like a life-changing experience because there's not many places in the world that the tour also involved emotion and faith. And this is something that we've seen today in Jaffa. And when we speak about Jonas the prophet story, for example, there is a vision towards a better world, something that we're all yearning to see. So when people are coming over here to Israel, it's not what you see in the media. It's something completely different. And this is the general feedback I always get. It's not what I have imagined it. It's a much, it's a very special place. I wish everybody could come over here and experience it themselves.
Okay, so it must be very rewarding for you.
Yeah, I feel very honored to be a part of this.
Well, that's all the cruising we have for you today, and join us again next Sunday. And remember, on ILTV.tv, we cruise Israel 24/7. Thanks for watching.